We are coming up fast on the middle of the semester at most colleges, including SUNY ESF. But there is a budget shortfall there hanging over the college. The school is offering voluntary buyouts, in many cases early retirement packages, to cut about $3 million in salary costs. Joining us now is the SUNY Chancellor, John King. Chancellor, always good to see you. Thanks for making time for us. Appreciate it.
Great to see you.
So we got a couple of topics, but I'm going to start with that ESF budget situation. We have already heard, we've done a couple of stories with the union, the professors, even ESF President Joanie Mahoney. But from your perspective, what happens if this buyout program doesn't work? What does that mean as far as overall retention and even attraction of faculty?
The great news is President Mahoney is doing an excellent job. She's laid out a financial sustainability plan that gets ESF to balance, which is really important because we know that when campuses don't do that, they can get into trouble. That's the story of the College of St. Rose in Albany. That's the story of Wells College in Central New York. So she's focused on making sure that ESF is positioned to grow and thrive for the long term. Their enrollment is up about 1% over the last decade, but their staffing is up about 14%. So they've got some work to do. They've made some strategic decisions about places to adjust costs, and now they have a plan that will get them to a healthy long-term future.
Yeah, do you think that plan is enough for somebody that's young and faculty there to stay, or somebody that's looking to maybe move into a faculty position there? Do they look at that plan and go, I think they're going to be on solid ground?
Yes, I think so. They really are betting on growth. Their vision is to continue to grow their undergraduate population and also to grow graduate programs in areas that are critical for the state's effort to achieve net zero, to address the challenges created by climate change, and also to ensure healthy air and water for the entire state.
Last one on this topic. Any chance, and I've kind of heard this from maybe the union and some of the professors, they're like, hey, geez, we really need Albany to help us out. And I think we're basically talking governor and the state legislature. They can do that with budget. Could they help out? Do we need that kind of help?
They have been helping, is the good news. Over the last 3 years, ESF has seen a 33% increase in their state support, over $6 million. And I'm hopeful that in this upcoming budget session, there'll be conversation about continued investment in SUNY that will benefit ESF. But at the end of the day, ESF still has to make financially responsible decisions.
Understood. Thank you, Chancellor, for those. Let's switch gears quickly. You recently, SUNY named the inaugural Sustainability Faculty Fellows. There were 3 from this area, one at SUNY ESF, one at SUNY Cortland, one at Upstate Medical. What will these fellows be doing? Who are they and why'd you name them?
Yeah, fantastic researchers and academics who are going to help their colleagues across the SUNY system integrate sustainability across the curriculum. We know that climate change is already having an impact on our lives, whether it's extreme weather events, higher temperatures. All of that has consequences for health, consequences for agriculture. Certainly, there are things we need to do in the state to get towards net zero. We need to move towards a carbon-free future. That means we've got to expand solar, wind, we've got to leverage battery technology, we've got to build geothermal networks, and that means across the curriculum, we've got to tackle these subjects, and these faculty members will lead on that.
Time for one last one. How important is it for the state to be doing this? Obviously, SUNY, when there doesn't seem to be as much attention or focus maybe at the federal level?
You know, I think the responsibility for SUNY to lead here is even greater in this moment. You know, we have about 40% of the state's state-owned buildings. So we're huge consumers of energy. The state's not going to hit our goals for reducing our reliance on fossil fuels unless we reduce our reliance at SUNY. We're working to do that. We prepare the workforce in virtually every field, whether it's engineers, architects, doctors, nurses. All those folks have to be prepared for a world changed by the consequences of global warming. And we have a huge economic development opportunity in the state. Things like battery technology could be a huge driver of new industries, new jobs throughout New York.
Chancellor, as I mentioned at the beginning, I really appreciate your time as always. Great couple of topics. We'll hopefully see you again soon.
Great to see you.